Hi everyone, my name is Ember as far as you know, and today, well, you're reading with me. Well, no, you're not. Today I will be reading a little fanfic called Pet Peeves by the TheApexSovereign. I think that's how you say that word, sovereign, sovereign. I don't know. Whatever. So, hi guys, how's it going? Yeah, what's going on? Sorry about that. So without further ado, because I know how much you love to hear me ramble, let's get on with the story. Prologue. Delusions and Grandeur. Spike, keep watch. Mm, off to a great start. Spike, keep watch of Aloysius while I'm gone. Aloysius, can you take care of the library while I'm gone? Not now, Aloysius. I've been up all night. I can't play with you right now, Aloysius. I have studying to do. Bye, Aloysius. I'll see you soon. My life is simple, to say the least. As simple can be. My residency is nothing spectacular. Now, that isn't to say a tree isn't an odd place of accommodation, but it does fit the bill, as it were. I am fed a regular diet of birdseed and given a healthy 2-hour flight every day, though most of it derives from assisting Mistress Twilight around the library. Amusing lun amusing lun young lady Amusing young lady, Mrs. Sparkle is. Quite the neat freak. But then again, who isn't? Golden Oaks Library is both her home and workplace, and it is up to Aloysius, to make sure its immaculency, I think, is maintained for when she awakens the next morning. At least that's how it used to be. Recently the mistress has been running on numerous errands for her teacher, Princess Celestia, and leaves me in charge of the library. Sadly, I am utterly useless during the day, not not only because I'm nocturnal, but because her assistant is the one who keeps the place tidy. And while I'm on the subject, allow me to talk about Sir Spike. The young fellow and I have evidently got off on the wrong foot, partly because his unruly paranoia, but mostly due to the fact that we can't verbally understand each other at all. Get this, the first day we meet, I try initiating a civil conversation with the lad, and he goes off on a tangent. I don't know what happened there. And he goes off on a tangent, thinking I was playing dumb by saying who all over and over again. It gets on my nerves, but we somehow manage an odd sort of partnership. I wouldn't call us friends, but I rely on Sir Spike to provide me with company when Mistress Twilight is out on her daily runs. I don't mean to be rude and, ugh, barbaric, but would it kill Mistress Twilight's to take me out onto one of her adventure anecdotes, to see what Equestria has to offer beyond the boundaries of the Everfree Forest? It's not that I hate my life here, as I could leave any time I please, but being Mistress Pet is... But being fuck... Sorry. But being Mistress Sparkle's pet is just so drab. I sleep, eat, put books away, and occasionally converse with you five, the companion, the companions of the mistress's friends. Hey now, don't even give me any of that, you Oh, I am very sorry about that. That pick up? Oh yeah, that picked up. Let's try that again, shall we? Hey now, don't even give me any of that, you disgracious ruffian. Er, sorry. That was very un-owl-like. I know you all mean well, aside from you, Miss Opal. Oh! How dare you hiss at me? Pardon? Hang on. That's gonna get annoying. No, I'll just cut that out. Whatever. Pardon? I think we can all agree that you're the one who's in dire need of a serious attitude adjustment after all. And cease your tittering, Sir Angel. A spawn of discord is what you are, rotten to the core little rodent. I can say with confidence that if I wasn't housebroken, you'd be lunch meat right now. Oi, hear me out, friends. I'm not asking for a harrowing adventure of balance beams over pits of molten lava. I am an owl of class, after all. I just want a change in pace, understand? Something that brings me back to my glory days, when I was just a mingy little owl, dining on scraps of meat for the rest of my nocturnal kind. As I said before, my life is simple. Just too simple.
Come on, Gummy, it's time to party. I love you more. No, I love you more. I love you more. Happy birthday, Gummy. Today's your special day. You know what that means, don't you? It means we're gonna party. Hey, Gummy. Hey, hey, Gummy. Hey. Mama Pinky loves you very much. Come on, Gummy. Give me a smile.
Dear sweet Celestia, make it stop. Please, for one day, just make it stop. I love Mama Pinky. I really do. She feeds me, flosses my gums, endlessly showers me with gifts upon gifts. Her love essentially no her love essentially knows no bounds. In fact, in fact, just last week she got me a bigger pond as a 9-month early birthday present. It comes equipped with a built-in water heater and jet pumps. I call it the pond. When I'm not given the death squeeze by Mama, I'm usually found lounging in the pond, relaxing. It turns my brain into scrambled eggs, calms the nerves, and makes living here in Sugar Cube Corner all the more intolerable. But what burdens my soul is that I find myself spending more and more time in it every day. I don't want that. I want to be with Mama, not hide and pretend I'm napping. I'm her pet, and it is my sworn duty to put a smile on her face when she's feeling down. That's what she taught me. So I can't just up and abandon her, and believe me, if I can, I want to. I can if I want to. But please, for the sake of my sanity, can't we just have a normal day where she doesn't say a single word and instead just enjoys my presence? Alligators aren't meant to be thrown around like ragdolls after all. That's it. A day where I can spend time with Mama, Pinky in silence. Sweet, unadulterated silence. That's all I ask for. As an added bonus, perhaps I can dine on some caviar instead of cupcakes, or, you know, any food that baby alligators actually eat. Or Mama Pinky does this on purpose so the name Gummy sticks or until one of us drops dead. At this rate, the first is likely to be me if her bedroom window suddenly runs out of flies trapped in the sweet shop's alluring scent of baked goods. If not me, then Pinky certainly won't last long when I start teething, and she waves a hoof in my face like a raw trout. That and well, then she'll start calling me Toothy. Luna's mercy, I am so tired of being the stupid plaything of a childish pony trapped in a 19-year-old's body. The Banustic life of parties and tea-frothing confectionaries and Pinky's annoying high-pitched laugh that always managed to warn its way in my mind, even when I'm asleep and she's not around. Just for one day, please make it stop.
Opal, darling, could you help Mommy for a second? Oh, you look marvelous. Wait, you look even more fabulous with some rubies. Bad, Opal, bad. You do not shred Mommy's paperwork. Now say you're sorry. Oh, don't you hiss at me. Get off there, Opal. I'm in the zone, as 'twere. All right, now put this on. Stop squirming, Opal. It'll only take a second.
I can relate, Gummy. Despite the obvious despite the obvious signals I'm firing her way with every hiss and swipe with a claw, Miss Rarity remains superfluously unaware that I hold a
burning hatred to her very existence. Well, perhaps that's being a bit harsh. I don't hate her, per se. Heavens, no. I just really, really, really don't like being her pet. Well, well, maybe if you weren't grouchy all the time, the voice in my head would inquire. Allow me to explain, and thus render your accusations invalid. There's a long version to the story and a short version. I'll tell you the short version so that I don't bore you with the dramatics like Miss Rarity would. 4 years ago, I was a stray cat. I picked from trash, rummaged through dumpsters, and fought over territory, just as any other respectable stray would. While some may feel, for whatever reason, nostalgic for the old days, I struggle not to gag when in recollection. But I wasn't like the other strays. Unlike them, I was into art. Art comes in many forms, from architecture to fashion to music, and I myself was always enchanted by the rather interesting design of Sugarcube Corner, or those fun little wedding dresses in the Apparel Emporium's display window. So, one day, while on the prowl for some discarded tubs of yogurt, and I still to this day cannot believe I enjoyed that, I discovered some pony who was remodeling the old abandoned cake shop. It was big, it was gallant, it was the most incredible thing I ever laid eyes on. I soon found myself pulled towards the shop, completely entranced by its positively regal presence. Until dusk I sat gawking in front of the unnamed store and watched the burly construction ponies paint its walls the most immaculate of blues, drape the windows with polished golden curtains, and buff the pony no, I'm sorry, and buff the pony statues built into the shop's capping centerpiece. It's worth mentioning that at the time, of course, I wasn't spoiled by the luxuries of most candlelight ponies and realized that the Carousel Boutique was nothing special. Heck, if I was then what I am now, I wouldn't even observe it as a place to buy proper attire. Anyways, one by one, as the sun set, one by one as the sun set behind the Everfree Mountains, the construction ponies filed home. The last one to leave jammed a picket sign in the ground. Rarity's Carousel Boutique, opening in 3 days. A Carousel Boutique. That name struck a chord. It sounded grand, impressive, but by the time the last pony left, I realized that I was well into a long and chilly autumn night, and I still haven't eaten all day. I don't know what to do, and that particular part of town was one I was fairly unfamiliar with. Before I could even decide on what to do, I heard hoofsteps making their way towards me from down the street. I expected it to be just some random pony passing by, never giving me a second glance. So I naturally was both shocked and a little frightened when she spoke to me directly. "Oh, little darling, what are you doing out here? mm, What are you doing out here alone in the dark? You could catch a cold." A pony? Concerned about some mangy little stray like me? And one that had such a beautiful, melodious voice that belonged to only the most pompous of ponies? Curiosity repelled the urge to run, but I didn't dare turn my back, for the absurd fear that my mere pathetic gaze would scare her away. Yet, despite my apparent ignorance, she persisted. "You look positively famished. Here, take this." I heard the unknown contents of bag I heard the unknown contents of a bag rustling about until she found and set beside me a tuna fish sandwich. An entire sandwich! That was the most food I ever seen in my entire life. Hunger overcame my prior fears. I pounced onto the sandwich and devoured it within seconds. I could feel the generous pony blench at my animalistic behavior from the corner of my eye and the gifted ability to see in the dark. And my gifted ability to see in the dark, excuse me. I noticed that this kind-hearted pony had a pearl white coat and wore a frilly pink dress.
When I expected her to turn and walk away, she did not. Instead, she got down to the ground, risking her beautiful dress getting soiled by the very dirt that matted my fur, and delicately placed a hoof under my scraggly chin. She ushered me to turn and face her, and I did. I looked into her eyes, and she looked into mine. She had the eyes of a princess, a deep and gorgeous blue overlaying the heart of kindness of an angel. Her purple mane, curled and beautified to near flawlessness, gave off a distinct glare in the brilliant moonlight. Around her hoof latched a lavender bracelet, studded with a couple common opals. A white precious one was embedded in a floral silhouette as the jewelry's focal point. I could tell she was a designer, and this was one of her earliest works, just by the way its jewels were in a line like they were on the professional ones I see in display windows. Not to mention, the opals were roughly cut and polished, but as far as first attempts goes, she certainly did an impressive job. The hoof slowly trailed up my face and scratched the back of my ear. I mewed in delight. You're a pretty little thing," she cooed. "A bath and some food could do you some wonders. How can you live out here? It's so icky. No place for a dainty little purebred such as yourself." I motioned the Paul to the carousel boutique, to which an appreciative smile was shown. "It's lovely, isn't it?" I gave a single nod. "You have quite the discerning eye, my little friend," the pony noted, emphatically. She stopped scratching my ear and brushed the dirt off the side of my face, then cringed, then cringed at her brown hoof and rubbed it into her dress. She noticed the guilt displayed on my face as I focused on her ruined apparel. "Oh, don't worry about that," the pony laughed. "Dresses can be washed and replaced. Besides, it's certainly not my best work." I wouldn't stand for that. I couldn't. Not after she's been so kind to me. I owe her to some form, excuse me. I owed her some form of repayment. I stood up on all fours and made a gingerly approach to her foreleg, the one with the opal bracelet. She sat perfectly still, curious as to what I was about to do. Now, thinking about it, she was probably expecting me to start rubbing against her leg like a normal cat. So, I instead lightly hammered at the common opals with my... excuse me. No. I instead lightly hammered at the common opals with my paw, trying to force them into alignment. It wasn't a difficult task, as rarity was always a bad, always was, as rarity was always bad with glue. I then rubbed down, excuse me. It's 12. I then rubbed down each individual jewel with the back of my paw, furbishing them until they were nearly as good as new. Again, not a difficult task. I even managed to get the precious opal in the center in a magnificent gleam, as it rightfully should have. The pony beside the pony was beside herself. She started hopping up and down in pure bliss, squealing in delight.
Gold star, darling, gold star! Oh, I can even see my reflection.
The pony tousled her mane a bit, using her precious opal as a mirror, then addressed me as then addressed me directly.
You've got quite the eye for fashion, darling. You're one of a kind. You're like a gem.
That was the worst rarity voice.
Like a gem.
I felt a blush growing under my sooty fur.
That's it,
Exclaimed the pony in a loud whisper.
Ruby. I'll call you Ruby. Do you like that?
My head shook no. As grateful as I was, I did not like the name. I found rubies to be a very ugly shade of red.
Then, then what about Topaz? No, that's more of a boy's name. Gemstone? Come now, I can think of something better than that.
As the pony pondered over her name, I caught myself eyeballing the that opal bracelet locked around her wrist. Despite my earlier criticism about her craftsmanship, it really was appealing to the eye, even before I spruced it up. The pony noticed my fixed gaze and giggled softly.
You really like it, don't you? It's special. The first piece of jewelry I ever made. Her warm smile slunk into a frown. And probably my last. A soft laugh passed her lips, then she tapped her chin in thought. I think I know what to call you, she finally said, removing the removing the bracelet and wrapping it around my scrawny neck. The precious opal laid against my breast like a medal. Opal. You'll be Rarity's little opal. Rarity. What a nice name, I thought. Rarity stood and advanced towards the darkened boutique. Come along now, Opal. Tomorrow I simply must show you to my new friend I made. She absolutely adores animals. She even has this cute little bunny for you to play with. My mind wandered. My heart struggled to comprehend the fact that this random pony just came and swept me off the streets, adopted me as her pet. Not to mention she was living in the grandest buildings in all Ponyville. This was certainly a day I would never forget. And I haven't. But as days turned into months, and months turned into years, Rarity gradually warped me into a spoiled little grumpy fat cat you see before you today. It's not all bad. There's a personal joy we share, going out into town and judging the latest competition in the fashion industry. However, 80% of the time, I'm used as a... Oh, oh dear. It seems I've given you the long version of the story. Thank you for letting me know, Tank. And pardon me, friends. There are moments when I'm not more akin to Miss Rarity and than I like to let on. But that's just it. I don't want to be opalescence. Rarity's lazy and spiteful cat she only acknowledges when it concerns fashion. I want to be Opal, the angelic pony's one-of-a-kind gem she accidentally stumbled across while out on a strolling on while I remember that line while out on a nightly stroll. I guess what I'm trying to say is I just want to feel special again. Way to go, Tank! Who's awesome? You're awesome! Put the pedal to the metal, Tank! Only 13 more laps! I made it! I made it, Tank! I'm going to be... I'm going to the Wonderbolt Academy! Now I remember why I chose you to be my pet, Tank. If you tell any pony this, I'm throwing you out. But Tank, I'm glad you're my pet.
You're quite the storyteller, Opal. Special? Come now. You should know better than any pony that our owners hold us very dearly. That's why I miss Dashy. I miss her more than anything. In fact, I go as far to say as I I go as far to say I feel like I'm the only one here who actually wants to spend more time with our owner. Contrary to popular belief, she's actually quite the sweetheart when no pony's around. That just makes me feel a little more special. Eh, oh, that's not even the half of it. She practically never lets me out of her sight. She'd always pull me in close to her side and we'd read a daring do book, nap, play football, or just lay out on the roof of her home in the sky and look at the stars. I couldn't have asked for a better owner, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, Angel. Living at Fluttershy's were some of the best years of my life. But it always boiled down to competing with the other animals just to gain her attention. As I'm sure you vividly remember, I always came in dead last. And to be quite frank, I never really cared for my old name, Mr. Tortoise. I wanted a proper one, and a home with an owner whose attention wasn't divided by a myriad of distractions. So, you could only imagine, excuse me, so, you could only imagine the joy I felt when, against all odds, I won Dashy's affection and became her perfect pet. Though, I never really understood why she wants me to become such a fast flyer. While this here contraption Twilight built for me was a blessing, and it's great that I can make it to that tree and back before nightfall. I can only go so fast. Half the time, I can't even control it. But ever since she got accepted to the Wonderbolts Academy, I've been seeing less and less of Rainbow Dash. They have a strict no pets allowed rule, so she couldn't even bring me if she wanted to. Yes, if she wanted to. I'm not being insecure, lads. I'm being realistic. I guess that's the one thing I don't like about my otherwise perfect lifestyle. Despite all the love and devotion Dashy puts out, I'll always be regarded as the slow poke, the tortoise that needs a crutch in order to be your pet. Don't believe me? How many times a how many times a week am I at Fluttershy's house, Angel? That's right, 6 times a week. How about you, Aloysius? How often are you at Fluttershy's when Twilight goes off on another adventure? Never? How odd. Exactly. That's why she leaves you alone, because she thinks you can take care of yourself. But I can too. Yes, Angel, I know she doesn't think I can take care of myself. That's why she leaves me at your place. Dashy doesn't think I can take care of myself, but I can. If given the right chance, if given the chance, I'd be able to survive anything Equestria throws at me. Dragons, star beasts, the great Griffin Empire of the South. You name it. And then, not only Dashy, but all of her friends would see me as a capable pet, and not a hindrance to her public image. That's it. I want to be an adventurer, just like Dashy. Then she'll see that I'm really a strong, fearless, and totally together pet, and she'd never have anything. She'd never have to say anything like that, and she'd never have to say anything like that in order to convince her friends otherwise. But, but don't get me wrong. Outside of a few minor complaints, I wouldn't change my life for anything. I'll probably never get to see the world outside Ponyville, and that's fine. I may have preposterous dreams of dragon slaying and mountain climbing, but I don't have a death wish. I'm perfectly content with the life I've been given, despite a few bumps in the road. And I'm just gonna come out and say it, that you guys should be grateful that you have such a loving and caring owners. Come on, Winona, fetch! Hoo-wee! Ain't nothing like a good nap after a long day of work, ain't Winona? Keepin' tight, Winona. We don't want no stragglers. Ouch. Oh, I can't play right now, Winona. I'm just plumb tuckered out. Be good to Granny Smith, Winona. I'll be back as soon as I can. Yeah, I'm with Tank on this one. Come on, y'all. Your lives ain't that bad, are they? On a show of hands, paws, or claws, who here actually wants their lives changed, as in majorly? Huh, 3-3. You're with us, Angel? Okay, some pony's a bit defensive. That's fine, though. A pony's business is his own. Me, I love living on Sweet Apple Acres. AJ's always so nice. She finds the time to play with me when our chores are all done. And I get a free reign over the farm when she ain't home. It's great. I loves it. Tank, I loves it. It, why are y'all staring at me? Do I got something on my face? What the, what? Excuse me. What the hell are you talking about, Gummy? There ain't nothing wrong with working at Sweet Apple Acres. My family, and that's my dog family, not the Apple family, mind you, has been working on the farm since before Ponyville was even established. And I'll be darned if I'm the only one. And I'll be darned if I'm the one to change it all just because I want a little old change of scenery. Oh, uh, y'all didn't hear that, did you? Oh, shoot. Curse the Apple family and their unshakably honest tongue. Yes, it's true. That's it. Like Owlicious, I want to see what the world has to offer beyond the boundaries of the Everfree Forest, 'cause I've been traveled to this. I've been diction, please work. 'Cause I've been traveled this land more times than I care to remember, and it's starting to get a little old. Now, Angel, I believe it's your turn. Ugh, what is it now, Gummy? I love you, I really do, but you're chattier than a woodpecker during the Lumberjack World Championships. What? That's ridiculous. There ain't nothing else to it. I want to see the world outside of my farm. Outside of the farm. Why is that such a big deal? There ain't no other reason. No, I don't hate living on the farm. As I said, there ain't no other reason. So why don't we just move on and... No, nor do I hate AJ. That's a stupid thing to say. Or Apple Bloom. What's wrong with y'all? Big Mac's... Big Mac spends as much time with me as he does flapping his gums. No, that ain't true. I wasn't blushing. My face, just shut up. It ain't like that. I didn't admit nothing. Would y'all give a dog or space? Get away from me. Gah, stay away, you little varmints. Yeehaw, do y'all really think you can catch me? Move, AJ. Haha, too slow, Opal. Alright, alright, quit chasing me, guys. I'm serious. I yield. Ah, oof. Gummy, how'd you get there? I swear to Celestia again, some old Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie. Yeah, the way these are spelled is just making me laugh. I swear to Celestia gained some old Pinkie Pie's ability to pop out of anywhere at the moment and notice and scare the living daylights out of me. One of these days, to the moon. One of these days, you're gonna give some pony a heart attack. You darn nearly did Twilight in that one time. Gummy, you can quit sucking on my foot now. Thank you. Alright, y'all caught me and now I have to pay the piper. To be honest, my problem's a lot like Dink's. Like him, I'll always be regarded as the outcast. For generations, my family's been known as the Apple family dog. At the the Apple family's dog, not the Apple dog. You see where I'm getting at here? Of course you wouldn't, Opal. You're so dumb, you couldn't pour water out a boot with the instructions written on the heel. Oh, sorry, that was really funny. I squeaked. Haha! Looky there. Seems I touched a nerve there, pussycat. But, in all seriousness, what I'm trying to say is that my family has never been regarded as a member of the Apple family. We were always known as the pets of the Apple family. And, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't abandon AJ for anything, lest my soul gets sent straight to the straight to the reeking bowels of Tartarus. I've seen that in a few I've seen that word, Tartarus, in a few fan fictions. Can somebody tell me what it means? Somebody who cares? Thank you. But I just don't see the point of my efforts on the farm if I don't got the family label for it, you know? Though I do really want to see the outside world. My place is here, on Sweet Apple Acres. Even if AJ lets me loose in the wild, my loyalties lie with her. Where she goes, I go. But despite it all, deep down, I just want to be a part of the family. That's it. That's all I want. Just 3 more bites, Angel. 2 more bites. 1 more bite. Pretty please. Calm down, Angel. Calm down. We'll play 1 more game. What is it, Angel? What do you want? Ow! That hurt, Angel. Please, Angel, here. I'll sing you a lullaby. How's that sound? All you guys are freaking jokers. Seriously, when we turn into such a sack of good-for-nothing losers, belly aching over every little inconvenience that crosses our path like this is some sort of foolish therapy session. Remember when Remember when pony pet playdates actually involved, no, I don't know, playing? Those were the days. Man, I feel as old as Grandpa the Wise over there. Sit down, Winona. Heel. What we just did there a few minutes ago was not playing. That was just them chasing you to squeeze out the truth that, frankly, no one should have cared about, while I stayed here and enjoyed 20 seconds of actual peace. Growling, are we? How old are you? Come on, Winona. What are you gonna do? Disembowel me like an actual dog? That's right.
Sit back down. Slowly. Good girl. I think I got some dog treats around here somewhere. Eesh, you guys are pathetic. Can't take a joke to save your life. Look, mine ain't perfect, but it's definitely something. See that thing over there? That yellow doormat with welcome practically stamped on her back? Sipping tea and talking with her friends that aren't playing with the pets on a frickin' pony playdate? Yeah, that's Flutters. Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you guys something. She's a frickin' genie. Seriously, I can treat her like the biggest nobody on the side of Canterlot. Excuse me. I can treat her like the biggest nobody this side of Canterlot, and she'd still make me a crappy salad that probably cost 50 bits to make. And that's not even half of it. Oh, no. Because I was the first friend she made in her life. That's a tearjerker. I get I get 3 buffets of food a day, a freaking couch to sleep on, hurricanes of love and affection, an actual name, and I don't know how to do jack. It's great. No, Owlicious, it's awesome. I don't know what was that. No, Aloysius. It's awesome. I don't know how to read that line. Whatever. Flutters hardly ever raises her voice, despite those little pep talks with the Iron Will character. In fact, there's this one time where hey, I'm spoiled. What can I say? But unlike you, Opal, I look on the bright side of things. You may hate picnics and tea parties, but uh, well, I've always had a bit of a little soft spot for that kind of stuff. Besides, it makes Flutters happy, and that's what I'm rewarding, and that's always a rewarding feeling. Am I right? And while we're on that, wait, whoever said I hated Flutters? I love her. Ha! The stupidest looks on your faces right now. Yeah, I may treat Flutters like dirt, guilty as charged, I'm afraid, but that don't mean I hate the little wretch. I'm sorry. That really caught me off guard. The easiest way to describe our relationship is simply by labeling it as a partnership. She gives, she receives, and vice versa. No, I wouldn't label it as buying my love, Aloysius. It's more like taking advantage of a pony that's too soft and weak to stand up against a frickin' rabbit. Honestly, though, it's kind of embarrassing. That's why I try helping her whenever she's feeling a little blue, or is pushed down by someone other than me. Try to toughen her up to some degree, you know what I'm saying? Like the time she trained for that tornado thing. That was pretty fun. I know I don't show it, but Flutters ain't so bad. Yeah, she's a pathetic pony who's afraid of her own shadow and is painfully oblivious to the world around her, but she takes good care of me and makes for some good conversation as well. Oh look, here she comes now. Look guys, I gotta go. Think about what I said. You're all in my heart. When I'm dumping a bowl of 500-bit salad on Flutter's Flutter's head tonight, I'll be thinking about the struggle you guys face every day. What with having to try on sweaters and herd sheep, flying, or just partying all night long. I'd say I got off pretty easy. I'll review bottom feeders. Angel's so funny, but I don't like him too much. Well, that's a lie. I like him. So guys, this has been Emberwing as far as you know, and I hope you like this episode. If you want to, go ahead and comment on what you think of this. If you think I should stop doing it and I should just give up on life, then I will happily agree, and things will be grand. Or if you're nice, you can say that you're pretty good, Emberwing. I'd like to see you make more, and will you please make out with me? To which I will say, I already have a girlfriend. That's a lie. Well, I'll see you guys in the next episode. By the way, this story is still in progress, so the next part might come out a little later than this part will, just like every other freaking video I do. So, hope you guys enjoy. Shout out to everyone out there who loves me,
And I'll see you guys the tomorrow for something. I don't know. Oh, by the way, like this video if you want to, and subscribe if you're insane. Okay. Bye, guys.